just saved the Pac-12's 2% hopes of making it to the college football playoff. Moving on, SMU thoroughly handled Temple, 45-21. Did you guys watch any of this game?
No.
I watched a little bit of it, and before they did a nice little story about the SMU program going through the death penalty and all of that, and how in the last 8 years, I believe, was the time frame. They talked about how talents like Cole Beasley, who were good enough to go to bigger schools, but didn't have the height or didn't have the weight or something, decided to give SMU a chance rather than sitting on the bench for a little while at a school like Texas or TCU. And they did some real nice work on that story. And I'm not going to lie, I cried a little bit.
That's nice.
Yeah.
That's sweet.
Anyways, we're going to move on. Minnesota throttled Rutgers. What the fuck does that mean?
Making up words here.
Yep, they throttled Rutgers 42-7. Again, Rutgers is really fucking bad. When I said that Liberty was a 7-point favorite, remember they're on the road. They're a 7-point favorite at Rutgers, which means Vegas thinks they're really a 13-point favorite.
Fair.
And Liberty's only 5-2. They're not 7-0.
No, they're certainly not.
Who has Liberty beat this year? Let's take a look. Syracuse beat them. Louisiana beat them. They beat Buffalo. They beat Hampton. They beat New Mexico. They beat New Mexico State. They beat Maine. And for whatever reason, they're going to play New Mexico State twice this year.
Maine has a football team?
Oh, yeah, they do. Oh, they're a good football team, too.
Really?
Yeah, they play in the same conference as UAlbany, Colonial Athletic Association. They're, yeah, they're good. I mean, not this year necessarily, but historically, they've been a good program. Speaking of UAlbany's been playing really well lately.
Yeah, 5.
Yeah, it's our boy Undercuffler.
Good for them.
Yep. No, it's refreshing to see a UAlbany team actually performing well against the big boys of the FCS level.
Definitely. I mean, UAlbany wants a chance to bump up. They're going to need those wins, so it's nice to see them actually competing with those teams. I mean, some teams are there and they still can't do it. We literally just finished talking about Rutgers.
Idaho was just relegated to FCS. Rutgers should be the next fucking team relegated. I know the geography doesn't make sense, but fucking A, let's bring UCF into the Big Ten and send Rutgers to the American Athletic.
I mean, does it really need to make sense? The whole, breakdown of it?
I mean, there are other teams that would make more sense, like Cincinnati would make more sense in the Big Ten than Central Florida. But the point is, get Rutgers out of a Power 5 conference. Because you can't tell me that fucking UCF and Boise State and Western Michigan don't deserve to go to the playoff when a team like Rutgers is a fucking Power 5 team.
I agree with you.
Literally, the Maryland, I believe it was Maryland, was playing Rutgers. This was 2 weeks ago. And I was watching the Penn State-Purdue game. All right, and the week before, Penn State beat Maryland 59-0. Just absolutely kicked the shit out of them. And the announcer, when they went to the game break in the studio, the announcer showed Maryland with a long touchdown run, and when they came back to the Penn State game, the announcer for the Penn State game was like, there's nothing better after getting your ass handed to you like Maryland did. And he said that. Getting your ass handed to you like Maryland did against Penn State is looking at your schedule and realizing you have Rutgers next week.
He's not wrong.
No, he's not. Like, what a...
I mean, 100% accurate. That'll cure all woes. You want to work some things out? Well, look for Rutgers on the schedule.
Man, I think our school should just dissolve the football team. We play Rutgers next week. Let's wait till the week after. You're right.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. You're
right. If UAB got to play Rutgers every week back in 2014, they'd have been like, maybe we shouldn't cut the football program.
You know what? Let's ride this thing out and see where it goes.
We're losing money, but at least we're not Rutgers.
Seriously.
All right, moving on. Speaking of Cincinnati, they're going to be the next game. They take care of business against Tulsa, 24-13. Not the most impressive win, but a win nonetheless. Appalachian State making a case for a New Year's Six bowl. They're 6-0, ranked number 24 in the nation.
Knicks are losing, by the way.
Of course they are. They're playing the fucking Spurs.
Like, so I let you know.
Like, Jesus Christ, you could put blindfolds on 4 of the 5 fucking Spurs, and they'd still beat the Knicks. Anyways, Appalachian State not getting much love. Like I said, undefeated, ranked number 24th.
Yeah, but it's still Appalachian State.
Another surprise team, Baylor. Big victory over Oklahoma State. Matt Rule showing that he rules. 45-27.
That was terrible.
What was terrible? You want to know what's terrible? What's terrible is the fact that your team could have had Matt Rule and went with Adam Gase instead.
You know who defended that hire? You did. You know who lambasted that hire? I did. So
I didn't say it was a great hire. I said give him a chance.
What happened? What happened to Gase? Did they cut off his cocaine or something when the season started?
Needed to not be hired anywhere in the NFL, and I think I was right.
I mean,
they just shouldn't have taken away his cocaine at the beginning of the season.
Yeah, it's a good read.
Probably true.
Yeah. Anyways, speaking of Vanderbilt, they're getting business done.
What? How did cocaine go to Vanderbilt?
Well, we talked about Vanderbilt earlier.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm confused. I don't see the connection.
Number 22 in the nation.
Knicks alternate jerseys.
What was that?
These blue. The blues that the Knicks have for their alternate jerseys are really nice.
Are you going to make me put on the fucking Knicks game just to see what jersey they're wearing?
Might as well.
Shit.
Maybe.
Let me see if I can find it.
You can just Google it. You don't have to put the game on. You can just Google Knicks alternates.
What were you saying about Vanderbilt?
So Vanderbilt, why is this telling me it's unavailable? Do I not get MSG?
Dolan heard what we were saying, so you probably don't.
Apparently. Anyways, Vanderbilt had 5-1 Missouri, ranked number 22 in the nation, come to their place and sent Missouri packing with a loss. 1-5 Vanderbilt beat 5-1 Missouri.
Believe it.
Yeah. Because Missouri is also trash.
Missouri's not good.
Everyone's high on Missouri because fucking Kelly Bryant's there.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Dude lost his job to a fucking freshman who was in the fucking... Remember the Titans. Kentucky had absolutely no offense. Jake Fromm, State Farm, finished the game 9 of 12 for 35 yards.
All right.
Best performance.
That's, yeah. He didn't even average 4 yards a pass.
That's how you can tell he's elite.
I'm sorry.
He really just put passes in.
I'm giving him more credit. He didn't even average 4 yards of completion.
QBR was 6.5. I mean,
Mwah, mwah, mwah.
DeAndre Swift, on the other hand, DeAndre Swift had himself a hell of a game. 179 yards, 2 touchdowns. Harrion, 60 yards, 1 touchdown. That's all the scoring. It was just 21-0. But it was 0-0 at the fucking half. And I think the total yardage was under 20 yards for the two teams at the half. Or something like that. But anyways, let's move on to a better game. One that helped me win this week in our pick'em. Utah beat Arizona State by more than 14 points.
Yeah, that was a close one with the spread.
I have no faith.
Oh well.
No faith in Arizona State. Moving on.
I thought another field goal.
What'd you say?
I said I thought they'd kick another field goal.
Still wouldn't have covered.
nope.
They could have tried harder, gosh dang it.
Anyways, you want to know something that has never happened in the history of college football?
Go on.
Kansas has never gone into Texas and come out with a win.
Really?
Still hasn't happened, although it was real fucking close this week.
Yeah, close only counts
Yeah,
on horseshoes and hand
Texas
grenades.
sucks.
I've been saying this for years.
Texas needs to beat the hell out of the top 25.
Tom Herman is a good fucking coordinator. Dude shouldn't be a head coach. Send him back to fucking
they've already
Ohio
lost
State.
We don't need them.
They've already lost 2 games, which I feel like should take you out of the top 20 just on rule. And
I mean, their 2 losses are LSU and Oklahoma. They're 2 teams in the top 5.
that's fair. But, you win by 2 against Kansas at home, they should fall. Even though they won, they should fall out of the rankings this week.
Fall out of the rankings.
Well, at least out of the top 20. They shouldn't stay at 15. They shouldn't move up. They should at least go down by 1 or 2 if you're gonna win like that against Kansas.
Well, let's see. What's their current ranking? They're still at 15.
I think.
Yeah,
that's
so
the
they didn't
point.
move because I don't think the AP ever really moves you down if you lose, but when you or if you win. But when you win like that,
They did with Clemson.
That's because LSU is that good.
Well, it was Ohio State that jumped them.
Yeah, but the problem is you've got teams that are firing on all cylinders, and Clemson barely looks like they know how to get to the stadium. Some games, it was bound to happen at some point, especially with LSU and Ohio State playing like that.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You can't have lackluster wins as the defending national champions and think that you're just going to be able to keep getting away with it.
You know, you're right. And it's looking more and more like if Clemson doesn't look really good against bad teams, that they're going to get jumped by Oklahoma, and then they'll get jumped by Penn State.
They
might get jumped by Florida.
Let's not go crazy here.
The fucking AP loves Florida for some fucking reason.
Yeah, well, they're drunk.
Yes. I'm pretty sure we've established that they're not smart. But Alabama didn't look all that great in the first half. Lost to Tagovailoa in the first quarter, I think it was, maybe second quarter.
I would be concerned as an Alabama if I was an Alabama fan. I always said as an Alabama fan, and I would have to kill myself.
Well,
have we got an update on that? I thought I saw something that it wasn't that serious.
He's going to be out for multiple weeks. They were afraid it was going to be season ending. Problem is, who does Alabama play in 2 weeks?
Probably LSU.
They play LSU in 2 weeks. They've got Arkansas this week, which I'm pretty sure, Tony, you could be the quarterback at Alabama and still fucking win that game.
I could. But
With
I
fucking
don't. I,
now